YouTube. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy AP the Barber. Just want to let y'all know I'm getting ready to open up a YouTube channel. I've been seeing myself improve daily, so I just decided to share my knowledge with you guys. So this channel is mainly gonna be about tutorials, reviews, clipper reviews, Q&As, daily vlogs in the shop. Just we're gonna have some fun with it. So with that being said, my first video, I'm coming at you guys with a banger. Stay tuned. So you want to do a low fade?
Yeah, just a low fade. Clean the beard up.
What's up, everybody? Let's get right into it. As you can see right now, I'm making my first guideline, my first bottom line, going contour with the head, making sure everything is nice and neat, just staying consistent. This is the most important line of the haircut because this is going to determine the shape of your fade. You can tell the client asked for a low fade, so I'm keeping it low. And now I'm coming in with my Wahl seniors, blade all the way open, going up about ½ an inch. Like I said earlier, just staying consistent, you know, keeping it nice and neat, going all the way around, following that same line that I just made. Don't go up any higher. Keep it consistent. Keep it up about ½ an inch. If you keep your lines neat, then your fade's gonna look neat whenever you finish. So now I got my blade all the way closed and I'm just flicking out that bottom line. As you can tell, I'm staying right on top of these lines, keeping it neat. That's the most important thing. If you stay neat, your work is gonna be neat. But if you work sloppy, at the end of, you're gonna get lost in your fade. So you gotta stay right on top of these lines. If you stay right on top of these lines, everything's gonna come out fresh to death. Now I got my blade open halfway, knocking out that second line, going all the way up, but staying right below. Going up, but I'm staying a little bit below that line I just made. That way I don't make another line. Just staying consistent, keeping it clean, like I said. Now I got my one guard all the way open, repeating the same step, going up about ½ an inch, going up the same that I went up with the first line. And you keep in mind, you don't want to go up too high, because if you go up too high, you're going to stretch that blend out too much, and you're going to have to restart your fade, starting from the bottom up. And now I got my half guard on. With the half guard, the blade is, I think it's halfway open, and I'm just flicking out that line, softening it up, making sure it's still clean and neat. There might still be some dark spots after this step, but we do the detail work later on. Right now we just marking the territory. We just keeping the canvas clean and making the structure for this fade. The structure is the most important part. These 3 steps is what determines what the fade is going to look like towards the end. Once you start getting into the higher guards, it doesn't really matter as much, but this is the most important part. This is the most important transition of the fade. So this part has to be super clean and neat. So stay consistent in this area. These first 3 steps, you got to stay consistent. Now I'm taking my 1½ guard, going up about the same, about ½ an inch, maybe a little bit more. Staying right on top of these lines. I'm staying right on top of these lines. I don't want to go up any higher than that. I don't want to create another shape. Everything has to be the same. You got to follow the same line because you're keeping it contour. Now I'm coming in with my one guard and I'm softening up that line right under that. As you can see, with the one open, I softened it up a little bit and then I closed it a little bit and went right under that, softening up that line. It's still gonna leave some dark spots, but we still gonna come back and hit it with the detail work. So don't worry too much if you see some dark spots at the beginning of your fades, because it's gonna take too much time if you worry about the detail work at the beginning. Now I got my 2 guard open and I'm going up about 1 inch. And as you can see, I'm coming in and then I'm swooping right out, keeping it nice, consistent, following that same shape. Going in, swooping out, going in, and I'm swooping out. The reason why I was doing that is so I don't make another line and I blend it into the top. And as you can see, now that the blend is coming together, I don't have a guard on anymore. I'm really just doing all that detail work and lighting up these dark spots. Now I put my half guard in and still doing more detail work, lining up these dark spots that were left behind as I was creating that structure in that blend. But now you can see the fade coming together, and you just switch guards. Now I got the 1.5, and like I said, still doing more detail work, making sure I keep my fade clean. Back with the 1 guard. These steps might seem a bit excessive, but this is my technique of fading. This is how I keep my fades super clean, super blurry. This might not be too beginner friendly, but if you somewhat know how the guard system works with Wahl, then you know what I'm talking about. You know how these blends come together. So now I got the 1.5, and still coming right under that, just knocking out these little dark spots, following the same shape, not going up any higher than I already did. So just keeping it consistent, keeping it clean. More detail work. You see me, I'm very detail oriented. I don't like no lines in my fade. I'm keeping it very clean, very consistent, staying right on top of these lines. At this point in your fade, it's probably going to be the area that takes the longest. Whenever you're doing your detail work, that's whenever your work really stands out. So first, you really just create that structure and going with these guards. Same basic method, which is blade open, no guard, then you hit it with the half, then you hit it with that 1.5, and then you do the guards that you split in between. That really creates the structure for the fade. Now I'm coming in with the blending shears, and I'm just knocking out the dark spots at the very top, blending it to the top. My client requested nothing off the top, so we really have to just blend in this fade into the hair that was already there because we didn't take nothing off the top. As you can see, I'm just combing the hair down and scooping it up and just lining up these spots. Now we doing the C cup, the lineup. This is very, very important because this is what makes your lineup stand out. I'm keeping it natural. I'm not digging in. I'm not creating a line that's not even there. So just keeping it natural, following the natural line. And as you can see, I'm angling the blade kind of sideways so you can feed the hair into the teeth of the blade. And now I'm just repeating the same exact steps, the same fading technique, but downwards on the beard, just to create that blend. And there's not just a line, just sitting right there on the beard. That way it looks clean, blended in, and trimmed up. Same fade, same technique. But first I went with no guard, now I got my 1 guard open, and now I'm just blending in with the half. Staying clean, staying consistent. Now I got the 1.5, just knocking out the bottom dark spots. Now I'm just saturating my client's face. That way the shape is a little bit clean. Notice that I don't really dig into the beard. I keep it natural. Even if there's a light spot, I still just keep it with the natural line. That way the client doesn't have a lot of regrowth on the face. As you can see, keeping it natural, but it's still coming out crispy. I'm always staying right on top of these lines. Right now I'm just locked in, I'm focused, paying attention to every detail, and just 100% locked in. cleaning up the C-cup area with my razor. That way it can look super sharp, and I'm just going a bit against the grain now, just so there's no little hairs left behind. Keeping it super sharp. Now we're using the razor just to line up the back of the beard. This is also a very important step because this makes the beard look super sharp and trimmed up. If you skip this step, the beard is not going to look clean. You cannot skip this step. It's very important. So now moving on to the other side, I really just repeated the exact same steps. You're just going to repeat the exact same steps you just did on the other side and just blend it out. Right here, you're going to see the fade come together. I'm not really going to explain the steps too much on this side because you heard my fade technique on the other side. Right now, I'm going to just take this time to let y'all know a little bit about myself. My name is Adrian Polito. They call me AP the Barber. I'm a 20-year-old barber based out of Houston, Texas. I work at a barbershop in Pasadena, which is a suburb of Houston, called Blessed Barbershop. I've been working here for about 5 months now after we opened up after COVID. I've been in the game for about 3 years now, and the growth lately has been massive. This shop is blowing up. So I've been blowing up lately, so that's really a good thing. I've been staying locked in. I've been grinding. Been grinding my ass off, man. I've just been working. As you can see, the work speaks for itself. I'm creating these blurry fades, and my clients are always satisfied with my work. So at this point in my career, I really just decided to share the knowledge. That's why I opened up this YouTube channel. Hopefully you guys like these videos. I'm really putting in the work. I'm trying to grind, and I'm trying to share the knowledge with you guys. And boom, my camera died on me, but guess what? I finished it out with my phone. No excuses. As you can see now, I'm just lining up the client, keeping it natural, not pushing nobody back. Just cleaning up the hairs, just cleaning up this regrowth right where his hairline is at, but I'm not pushing it back. All this hair that I'm knocking down is just hair that's hanging over the hairline, but I'm just making it crispy clean, keeping it straight. The key to a straight lineup is always staying right in front of your client. Stand back a little bit, analyze the line, and just follow the edge up, the natural line, keep it straight. This is the most important part of the haircut. Now I'm just doing the finishing touches. I got my Babyliss shaver. I'm just shaving the bottom part, making it look real nice and clean. When doing the shaver, never go all the way up to your first guideline. Go right below that and then blend the rest out by tapping that line with the shaver, which that'll just blend it out and it won't leave a harsh line on your fade. As you can see, I'm being very gentle, just making sure I'm getting all these hairs. There's no stubble left behind. You too. And this is the cut. The client asked for a low fade, and this is how he likes his low fades. It might be a little bit higher than your typical low fade, but this is the cut. As you can see, it's very clean, very sharp. Kept it consistent all the way around. And as you can see, the client got a little bit of alopecia spots in the back, but we kind of blended them out a little bit. Yeah, man, this is the cut. If you like it, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below if you like the cut. Yeah, AP the Barber.